Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Here's a quick little gold and silver update. Both gold and silver have pulled right back down to my earlier suggested support level. So you can see silver came right down into the level and is holding up here. We do have this pullback. It looks like we're moving into consolidation here. It would look like, even if we do count, because I did a a simple little example of a pullback into flagging here. It's kind of hard to see, but it is real of an excess phase peak pattern. And now we pulled back into this consolidation zone. So, here I'll try to highlight this and make it 4 and highlight this, make it 4. And now we've got this pulling down into the consolidation zone. So the way that we would look at this, guys, is that we have now moved into that consolidation area here. Probably going to be off of this low more than likely. Obviously, this low is important. Same thing down here for silver. This low here is very important. We are going to be watching this play out over the next probably 24 hours, maybe a bit longer. And I really want to warn you here that, gold and silver have the capacity to move sharply downward in a panic selling trend. So now let me come over here and try to show you. We can use this chart. This is fine. These are some of my proprietary indicators. So let's go to gold and let's go to daily. And we got to go way back. But when you get into kind of panic modes, this is a good example of kind of panic selling here. When you get into panic modes, you're seeing deeper downward trends. In fact, maybe let's come over here to my, this is my little custom crash index, okay? So when you get into these modes, and I'll add gold here, gold futures in a new pane, and that's fine. And we will set this up as color gold. Oop. Style color, we'll make it kind of a gold color. And then we will get rid of this dollar, shrink this, and shrink this. This is the SPY. So now you can see during these sell-off periods, where was I when we had that sell-off? Well, here's a decent sell-off crashing, right? Crashing in big, strong terms for 3 days. Big, moderate crash. Dollar collapse, SPY collapse, gold collapse. Gold collapse from 24.80 down here to 24.34. It was a pretty good move. Let me change this to candles, and we will go white, black, 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 black. This is how I like to see candles. So, but again, wasn't serious. We come back over here with the crash indicator. We're looking for the crash indicator to show some pretty solid downward move. And this is an idea here where we saw some pretty solid downward trending right here. Actually, throughout pretty much this area here. You can see that the dollar held up. Dollar held up through this timeline quite well. S&P rolled substantially downward, and gold rolled substantially downward. This is October 5th of 2023. Okay, this is the low, the bottom in 2023. So now we come back over here. We start looking for crashes that happen where, and what I'm really looking for is that so here's a good solid move in the crash index to the downside, another good solid move to the downside right here, correlated with, again, a downside trend here, an upward trend in the dollar, a downward trend in the SPY, building a base, and really gold kind of collapsed through this area. Downward trend here, dollar again kind of moved higher, S&P moved substantially downward, and gold moved substantially downward, setting up this double bottom. But in the type of a panic crash, which is very indicative of like COVID, which is what I'm trying to get to, like right here. So in the type of a panic crash, which I'll show you if we can go back far enough, you get this big breakdown trend on my panic indicator. You get a big breakdown in the dollar, you get a big breakdown in the SPY, and you get a big breakdown in gold. The gold typically recovers fairly quickly. This is daily. Within 30 days, gold will be 25, maybe 20 to 30% higher than the original crash level because money pulls out of gold and the general market in a panic event. And it does so because everybody wants out of everything. They want to protect capital as much as they can. But now let's go back and find another fairly strong panic breakdown. So here's the October 2018. So this was the Fed moving the rates higher to 2.5%, if I remember right. And you can see the market just turned on that move. Panic attack. It's my panic indicator, my crash indicator. Dollar strengthened, S&P tanked, gold, on the other hand, strengthened. Now, why is it that we're not getting this panic selling here when we had it during COVID and everything else? Is because this was a move against the Fed. It wasn't necessarily panic, but it is downward trending. So now when you come and you take a look at this, let's go back over here to 2016. If we can get there, 2017. Okay, 2016. Here's the election. Okay. We get, prior to the election in 2016, we get this pretty clean rotation of gold moving down into a base bottom when December 21st, roughly, of 2016. Meanwhile, we get the SPY moving very flat, breaking down eventually through this downward trending here. And then we get the dollar strengthening, with the dollar strengthening from an area of about 96, which is, again, pretty low. Remember, dollar below 96, 97 is a very weak dollar. Dollar above 101, 102 is a fairly strong dollar. So what I'm trying to show you guys here is that the trending that we're getting right now, let me try to come back over to the end. I don't know where that little arrow is. Maybe it's on one of my, there it is. So we're getting moderate downward trending here on the crash index. We're getting a pretty big rotation into gold daily. We're getting downward trending on the SPY and moderate downward trending on the dollar. What I would think would be the most likely case here, guys, is that we would be looking at a pullback in gold, potentially within this area, targeting maybe this middle area. So that would put us between 2688 and, gotta move this a little bit, 2728. So again, 2729 and 2686. Those would be my areas for a pullback. And I think that gold is, like I said, moving into a little bit of a panic trend. You can see how we've got this daily weakening into a trend. And we've really had kind of a nice solid apexing pattern here across this. So you can really see this volatility. But I think we're going to see this move down, build a base, and then rally right back out of it after the election. So we would see the same thing with the dollar coming down, basing, and building a rally. Probably around 103, probably 103.10, 103.05. And the SPY probably coming down into this, I would guess 560, 556, 556, 557, and basing. And that's a guess. And how do I do these guesses, guys? Well, I visually look at lows like here or here up to the highs, and I can just show you. You see, this is approximately a 382 level. And from this level should be about a 50% level, pretty much right below a 50% level. It's actually at the 618 level, which is fine. I do these visually all the time, so it makes it very easy for me to see. But again, what we're looking at here is this breakdown consolidation. And I think it's going to be fairly short-lived. If my research is correct and we look at the range of the consolidation here, so from the peak here to the apex peak, we've only had that much time. And if we get the same setup here, we'll be looking at a potential breakdown by 2 o'clock in the morning, New York time tomorrow. So we really only have like 3 or 4 hours to go before gold may be really ready to make a big move. Silver, on the other hand, like I said, it's got a lot longer of a flagging formation. So you can see from here to here, copy paste, drag it over here to this low, and we go all the way out to November 5th. So we could stay in a consolidation pattern here or break down, as I did the other day. These breakdown patterns can be really any time in the middle of the pattern. I'm going to try to draw these so you can see. Let's call that the 50% area. It can be near the 382 area, which I will call right here, or the 618 area, which I will call right there. So we have those targeted areas where we could see, and of course it's not going to let me get perfectly, but could be any one of these areas for a breakdown in silver, aligning with this breakdown here. Look, this is 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning on November 1st. This is 6 o'clock in the morning, November 1st. So understand that we've got some real volatility in the metals. Could be a big breakdown setting up. I want you to be aware, if you're trying to hold long, you need to get out of your longs if you're not already out. My research predicted this top would happen on Wednesday, moving into Thursday. It happened beautifully. I'm getting great emails from everybody, a lot of people thanking me for my research. And all I'm trying to do is tell you guys right now that we've moved into this consolidation phase. This is the number 3 consolidation phase. And we are now working our way through that consolidation phase, which, if it completes, will represent a breakdown looking for a new ultimate low. So understand that if this does what it's supposed to do, it will break down and try to find some ultimate low. It will break down and try to find some ultimate low. Okay? More than likely before the election, but we shall see. Okay, guys, that's it. I'll talk to you later.